By the time Josephine, and for a time the woman's mother, visited in October 1865, 12 trained nurses and 7 probationers who were then trained on the job had joined Agnes. New wards were opened, administration streamlined, and the comforts that Agnes had introduced, like family liaison, letters home, flowers, pictures and books, were taken for granted. But the visit was to be a short one. Liverpool was on the verge of a cholera epidemic. Numbers of admissions were increasing daily, and what Agnes had described as the comfort and luxury of trained colleagues did little to compensate for the rigours of daily life.
Oh, Josie, I'm so sorry. I completely lost track of the time. I do hope you haven't been too bored.
No, it's all right. I was reading and finishing my letter to Mother.
And it was so nice of you to stay on after she went back to farm. She shouldn't have come, really. It was too tiring for her.
For her? Have you seen yourself lately, Agnes? You're exhausted. You could do the holiday yourself.
And Josie, there's far too much to be done. It's impossible to even think of it. You know, there are now 60 children in our fever ward. It's meant for 22. Emily Rathbone was in again this evening to help out, but it's just too chaotic. I must set about reopening the disused ward tomorrow, for I'm sure I can expect more admissions. Besides, far more of the other nurses are a lot more tired than I. It's still a big change for them.
What was that noise I heard a short time ago?
What noise?
Shouting, bumping. I thought I heard screams. Not that it's ever quiet around here.
That was just a quarrel amongst some of the pauper women who are supposed to be helping us out. Some of them are most unsuitable. They were discharged shortly after I arrived, but they're bed temporarily as we need all the help we can get.
Agnes, what happened? Tell me.
I had to interfere in a fight, Josie. It's because of the bread shortage. One unfortunate woman began complaining about her ration, and another 2 attacked her with hairpins to try and steal it. They nearly scratched her eyes out, and they've broken her skin. The last time this happened to one of my nurses, she contracted an infection that lasted for weeks. I'm seriously concerned about the whole ward, but I do not want to ask the police to come back and patrol at night. I may take a walk around in half an hour or so, just to check all is settled.
Agnes, it's midnight now. What can you do anyway?
Sometimes I wonder, what sort of a place Liverpool really is? They're discharged cured, and they're back 3 weeks later with delirium. Their clothes have not been changed in the meantime. Many have developed sores and ulcers. Sometimes I think this city contains some of the most vilest individuals in the country. Am I teaching them nothing? Is there no real hope?
What about that great training program you were telling me about for the women helpers?
Abandoned.
Why?
It was impossible. The drunkenness is too widespread, for heaven's sake. When a male patient is given a mug of porter to build his strength, you must stay while he drinks it, or just hide it and demand another. Anyone may drink the first. They spend their wages on alcohol. And then they fight over bread. And the food supplies are so short that they're stealing the patient's food again. Josie, sometimes I'm so weary.
You are so frail, so very frail. No one person can do everything. And you must come home just for a couple of weeks. William Rathbone and the governors will understand. I'll arrange it.
No, not until this epidemic clears. My report for the governors is due in the new year. My paperwork's building up. I'm too tired most nights to even look at it. But yes, I will think about it. Emily Rathbone has been such a great support to me. She says she's really been back to Derry since she married, what, 4 years ago now? And Mrs. Home. Perhaps we could travel together in the spring. Christmas will be very busy also.
It's hopeless talking to you, isn't it? But you need to rest more. Promise me you'll rest.
Tomorrow. Now tell me more about all that's happening at home. I must go back to the wards in half an hour.
By March 1867, that report was complete, and on the 7th of the month, the vestry presented its own conclusions. The report could scarcely have been more favourable. In less than 2 years, Agnes Jones had won the hearts and minds of the well-intentioned philanthropist and cynic alike. though at great cost to her own health. While her contemporaries shied away from any reports which would be seen as unsympathetic, it's clear she suffered bouts of severe depression. There are references to her being physically and spiritually overtaxed in every way, and having an oversensitive conscience and morbid self-condemnation.